Oh, it's you
Oh, hey,
again.
that's another image from, is that a Death Valley? No.
Yeah, that's from the Borax Hills or
Oh,
whatever
it
we.
is.
Yeah.
20 Mule Team?
The one where we wind around and we're.
Yeah, 20 Mule Team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That was,
Hey, we'll be in Death Valley before you know it. That'll be January. Both of
yeah,
those are full. Both of those are
looking forward to it. That was an interesting portfolio I did. It was one that I had not submitted to Lenswork, but I get a call from Mo,
full. Yeah.
and she said, "Hey, would like to feature your Death Valley portfolio." I've got no idea how they saw it or anything else. So, with
Interesting.
an unsolicited portfolio.
Hey, speaking of lens work,
Yeah.
isn't it surprising that we'll be on tours and people will not know about lens work?
It blows me away the number of times people have that blank look on their face. Um, no, it blows me away.
It's
I think I saw Lenswork when I was a kid. I don't know how old I was, but I can't remember when I first saw it. But someone asked if I had seen it. Blank look, no, had never. And at the time, I went to Barnes and Noble. They used to be,
yes.
and the problem with and why they've yanked them from Barnes and Noble and other bookstores, it's an unusual size format. Oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't go.
There you go. Now we
And
see it. Yep.
well, a regular magazine stood this tall. So invariably, what would happen is somebody would pick up a Playboy and set it back in front of Lenswork, and you would never see it.
Yeah.
And Brooks, I think he talked to me once about how it was some financial burden because they would, I think, rip the covers off, throw them away, and
Oh,
it had
thousands of them
that
would get thrown away.
because people couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And so the first time I saw Lenswork, I was blown away by the quality of the printing.
Oh, it's
As I'm looking
incredible.
at this right now, and I've said this to Brooks many times, sometimes it looks better in here
Yes.
than the original print. It's just amazing printing. So that was the first thing. Then, in addition to the great printing, it just features work that I love,
Yeah.
black and white, dark, moody images.
So if you're not familiar with lens work, let me tell me if that's showing up okay,
Yep.
Cole.
Yep. I see it.
So if you go to lenswork.com, you'll be greeted by this. And so a couple thoughts on my side here. I have submitted images for the last two books that he's done. Every year he'll do a book on different themes. This one is very different. It's whatever you want to do. You can do three single images or two three-image trilogy projects rather, or you could do a seeing in sixes. So he's showing some examples on that homepage. Here's some single images. Here's some trilogy where you would typically have a vertical with two horizontals with it because that really flows nicely. Or you could do a seeing in sixes, which is I think he did three of those books where they're all seeing in sixes. He did a trilogies book one year as well. Uh, One of the things that Brooks has told both Cole and me is that he doesn't get enough submissions, and it blows his mind because he knows so many great photographers out there, and they are reluctant to send imagery. So please, everybody who's watching this, get your courage up. Go out and spend $30 because here's the deal. For $30, you're going to get a copy of the book, whether you get published in the book or you don't get published in the book. I just got an email the other day, Cole, from a gentleman who uh, he was kind enough to give me a little credit. I take zero, honestly, but he finally got up the courage to submit, and he's got a full folio being published in the next issue of Lenswork, black and white.
And I think the real difference between lens work, there are many differences. The quality of the work is far above any other magazine you'll find. That's one
Yep.
difference. The other is there's no advertising. That's not completely uncommon, but pretty uncommon in a photography magazine. But the third and most important thing is this is not work by famous photographers.
No.
This is work by average Joes like you and me.
Yep.
And that's the only place I know that an average person can get their work featured because he's not after the name to sell the magazine. He's after the work, the quality of work. And there are so many. great photographers who aren't the big names.
Yeah, well, Cole's point is, I'll exclamation point that one. I got in it.
Like,
If that, you
we're,
talk about average Joe.
and we're not talking low standards here. We're talking good work.
So, and just a couple more thoughts on my side here, Cole, if you would mind. So there's an online edition, and in the online edition, you get extra stuff. So, for instance, when Cole gets published, they might show 12 to 16 images in the print version. There'll be like 24 or something in the online version, and then there'll be interviews. I know Cole's been interviewed, so there's a ton more content in the online version, and you get the Lenswork tablet edition, um, extended edition, computer editions. And then if you're not familiar at all with Lenswork, he has new content out every day. And he's now changed his homepage here to show what's going on. And this whole homepage, rather than me go through the whole thing, here's all the things that he's doing in a podcast that he does. Here's a thought every day that he does, goes on and on. And if you sign up for the online version, you have access to all the stuff. But I can't say this strongly enough. If you're only going to do one thing, get the print edition. Get it sent to your house. It is glorious. And as Cole said, the product is like premium product, and the printing is sublime. And so do that. But if you are interested in all that other content, get the package. And it's a package. And I've got the one that has both, and I can't remember.
And
Seems like
John,
130 bucks.
let's mention that even if you don't get the online version, here's a thought, which is a 2 to 4 minute daily podcast, is free to everyone. And I
Yes.
listen to every one of those.
Yep.
There's
They're
some
thought,
great nuggets there.
yeah, they're thought promoting, and they stimulate conversations that Cole and I end up having, uh, because we're intrigued by, we don't always agree with Brooks, but he always gets us thinking. And that's what we're trying to do with our channel too. So this is a shameless plug for our dear friend Brooks Jensen, and for a product that I think everybody who's listening to this channel and has interest in what we do, you really need to be getting this magazine.
And I think all of us know that it's a tough world to be in the magazine business these days. It's almost impossible.
Yes.
How many magazines have we seen disappear, the print version?
Yep.
And most of us probably are older, and we appreciate a book. We appreciate something we can hold in our hand. I know
Yep.
John has many copies in his bathrooms. John has many
I
bathrooms
have
in his,
36 copies of the one I got published in.
and you have many bathrooms, so there's a copy in every bathroom. But uh, boy, if you're younger, I would say under 50. I know the trend is not to subscribe to physical magazines, but this is one that ought to be an exception.
Do it.
You think
Do it.
we've plugged them enough that we can maybe get some freebie, like a pen that says Lenswork on it or
That would be
something?
really nice. If somebody would be kind enough to let Brooks know that we did this, and
Yes.
because we don't want to shamelessly go and tell him we did this. So if one
Right.
of you, Jason, if would maybe Jason or Barbara, if you would let Cole know, I'm
Oh,
not
Brooks.
Brooks know that we did a shameless plug for him, and maybe we could get some swag out of it.
Be something.
Hey, maybe like a beanie that has lens work on it, a
I know
cap.
what I know what'll happen. He'll send me a copy of your Lenswork and he'll send you a copy of mine.
He probably will. All right. Well, seriously, folks, go do it.